Are you new to investing and you want to start building wealth for your kids and you don't know what accounts to open up? Well, this video is for you. Today on the Wealth Twins Show, we're going to discuss 3 accounts you may not know about that are good for you to build wealth for children. Let's jump into it. Nicole, what's the first account we want to discuss today?
I think the first account we should talk about, which is probably the newest account out right now, is actually in a pilot program, and it actually won't be open until next year. But that's the Trump account. Now, I
Hmm.
know the name is going to tell you a little bit about it, and it's related to the big, beautiful bill that just passed earlier in July. But the Trump account is actually a tax advantage account for children under 18. Now, if you have a child that's born between the years of 2025 to 2028, they automatically get $1,000. They get put in from the government into this account as a way to start saving for them. Now, this account could also be funded by parents, relatives, friends. Even your job can actually put money towards this account for your child. And if the child is not born between those years of 2025 and 2028, that does not mean you can't open an account for them. It means that they will not get the $1,000 seed money from the government. Okay, so this is for any children that are under the age of 18 and are U.S. citizens with a social security number.
Now, since this account is so new, there are still some questions up in the air because it still is in the pilot program. Now, in order to open this account for your child, one, the person who's opening the account has to have a social security number, right? And understand the money that is placed in this account is money that has already been taxed. Now, once that money goes into that account, you're allowed to put up to $5,000 into that account and it grows tax deferred. But it's similar to a traditional IRA. So when that child becomes the age of 18, that account, that Trump account, turns over to more of a traditional IRA. And if anything was taken out of that account, those distributions would be taxed at their income rate, just like it would be treated as if it was in a traditional IRA.
Now, it sounds like this could be a good account, or it might not be such a good account. So I want to tell the reasons why this could be a good account that you might want to look into if you want to invest for your child. One, if your child is born between those years of 2025 and 2028, you're going to get $1,000 for that child. That is free money. So anytime we can get free money that we can use to help save and build wealth, you take it. Two, another thing that could be good, even if your child is not born during those years, right, is if your job, which can, if your employer chooses to, they can have a program where they actually contribute to that Trump account for your child. So again, Nadia said the max is $5,000 a year. The company can actually give you up to $2,500 that counts towards that 5,000. So if your company is in a program that's going to give you the money, the up to $2,500 for the Trump account for your child, take it. It's free money again. Other than that, I'm not sure it's the greatest account if you're not getting those two benefits, because the account, like Nadia said, will turn into a standard IRA account, which means that it's going to be subject to some tax rules, and it can be penalized if the child does not hold it up until the age of 59 and a half, or take it out for specific reasons that do not account for the 10% penalty. So for those other reasons, it's probably not the best account. But again, it could be another way to save and build wealth for your child.
So if I'm looking at another way to save and invest for children, I know there's a lot of things out there about custodial accounts, but I think people need to know more about a plan called the 529A plan. Okay. Now, the 529A plan is different from a 529 plan. A 529A plan, also known as an ABLE plan, it's an account that can be used for someone who's had a disability that happened before the age of 26. Now, you can open this account at any time. But if you had a disability before 26, you are eligible for this account. Now, there's some other qualifications, but you can check your state to see what your requirements are. The good thing about this account is that it allows you to build wealth or allows you to increase your savings, especially if you are receiving SSI benefits or any benefits from the government. Usually when you get those benefits, you have to have no more than like maybe $2,000 in like cashable accounts, right? This allows you to have money up to $100,000 in these accounts and it won't affect your benefits. This is great because this also allows you to start paying for the needs of being a person who has disability. When you're a disabled person, most likely your expenses are going to go up. This account allows you to pay for housing costs, transportation costs. Let's say you needed to get a modified car, and food costs, and a lot of different other things. And it also allows you to pay for school. So if you had a disability before the age of 26, you can open up this account and you can get contributions from other people, including yourself and your employer, into this account to help you pay for those living expenses that are increased because you have a disability. Now, a good thing also is that starting next year, the age when you had that disability increases to the age of 46. So if you had a disability before the age of 46, you're able to open up this account. This account is an investment account. You can open up a savings account and can also open up a checking account. So if you're a person who says, you know what, I need to start having more assets to maintain my living costs and my expenses, but it might put me out of my range for receiving my government benefits, look into this account, a 529A, or also known as an ABLE account.
Yeah, so it's good because when people hear 529, they automatically think it's an education account for children
Mm-hmm.
that goes towards college education. But that A on the end of it is what makes it different. And it's another account that you can use to help build wealth and also take care of expenses, like Nadia said. And the fact that it's going up to the age of 46 is fantastic. So look into that account. If you haven't noticed in this video, we're going to talk about accounts like Nadia said you may not know about. We're not just going to talk about the standard custodial accounts. And I think before we even go to the next one, we should actually talk about what a custodial account is.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure about what a custodial account actually means, right? It means an account that you open up for someone under the age of 18. It's for a minor, it's for children, okay? So anytime a person under 18, you want to open up an investment account for them, it's called a custodial account. So that's what that is, okay? And if this term is something that you weren't aware of before, and it may be some other investment terms that you may not know, we would love for you to download our free 25 must know investment terms that you can get by just clicking on the link in the description below. Okay. So, with that, I want to get into the next investment account for kids. Now, this is another type of custodial account. We're not talking about UGMAs or UTMAs here.
Yep.
Okay. This account, I think many people overlook. It's a Treasury Direct account. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what exactly is a Treasury Direct account? It's an account where you could buy government securities from the US government, okay? I have a Treasury Direct account. I know many people have a Treasury Direct account, and you can also open it one up for your minor. And one of the things that I think people it was one of the biggest little known secrets in the finance community not too long ago were I bonds, right? You can't buy stock in these Treasury direct accounts, but you can buy different types of bonds, bills, things like that. Now, the I bond is interesting because not only is it state and local tax free, right? Depending on how you use it later on, if you can actually use an I bond to pay for education expenses, and guess what? In most cases, that is federally tax exempt when you do, okay? So if you're not aware of what an I bond is, let me explain this one for you, okay? I bond is actually a treasury bond that has a combined rate when it comes to actually the interest that it pays on a bond. So this one is related to inflation. So this was a very hot commodity when inflation was going up, right? It allows you to invest up to $10,000 per year into I bond, right? And then you have protection on your capital, which is the 10,000, but then you were able to get interest that was based on a fixed rate plus one rate that was related to inflation. So at one point, these I bonds were paying over 9% interest. You're getting over 9% interest on a basically guaranteed investment. That's not that heard of in many areas. So you're getting a great investment. Now, right now, the I bond is roughly around about 3.6%. So it might not be the best vehicle right now if you really want to capture some interest. But if you're thinking that inflation might go up again, or you want to make a way that you can actually make sure that you have your principal saved, you should really look into the I bond. And it's not only for yourself, but you can also invest for a minor. And they come in $25 increments, so you don't have to put 10,000 right away. You can buy them in $25 increments, and you can do that through the Treasury Direct website.
Yeah, I think I bonds are great. They're very easy. It's very easy to open up the website. You're buying it directly from the Treasury. That's why it's called Treasury Direct. And you don't need to go to any broker. You just open an account there, you put in your information, and you can start buying your I bonds right away. Now, when we're talking about investing for kids, a lot of people think, oh, thinking about small kids and babies, but what about those teenagers, right? If you have a teen at home, you know those teens are either asking you for money, or maybe they're working, they have their own money, but you want to make sure, they have to start building up those money skills, right? One way they can start building up their money skills and start investing is through a Fidelity Youth account. Now, I know a lot of people might think that Nicole and I work for Fidelity, but we do not. But the thing is, from what I can see, Fidelity is the only one that's really advertising an account specifically for teens, right? So you're able to open up an account for a teen who's been between the ages of 13 and 17, and you can open up an investment account for them when they can start trading on their own, right? There's zero fees to set it up, there's no minimum, and it comes with a debit card. They also give the teens lessons on how to invest or learn about building their money management skills, which is really good. So if you have a teen who wants to be a little more independent with their money, and you want to teach them some skills before they're out in the world and using their money on their own or blowing it like other people are, and you want to teach them how to be responsible and they can have some control over their own money, you might want to look into this account. Now, these teens are not only on their own, the parent has the ability to monitor what's going on in these accounts too. So it gives the teen some flexibility in order to do everything on their own, but the parent has the ability to monitor the account too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to end it on this one. I want to give one more
Okay.
bonus investment account for your minor or for your kids that they can use to help build wealth.
Okay.
Now, anytime your child has any type of earned income, meaning it could be from a babysitting job, it could be from their first job, right?
True.
It could be from when you're doing baby modeling, right? As long as they're getting some type of earned income, you can actually open up a Roth IRA account for that child. Okay. Now, this is great because the earlier you start investing in a Roth IRA account, which isn't a retirement account, but the earlier you start investing in it, you have time for it to compound. And compounding is one of those magical things that will help your money grow exponentially. So if your child has any type of earned income, you can open up a Roth IRA account for them. They can start putting that earned income in. You can actually also put some money in on their behalf as long as they have earned income, and you can help set them up for tax-free money that they can get access to after they turn 59 and a half. So I think that's a great account to definitely help your children build wealth and do it at a rate where compounding can also give you a helping hand.
It's kind of full circle because if you look at the Trump account, you're funding that account with post tax dollars, right? And then it starts to grow in a traditional IRA, which with a traditional IRA, you will pay taxes on it because it's tax deferred, right? But when you look at a Roth IRA, especially ones like if you're opening up one for a child, the money you put in there, it's post tax dollars, which is the same with the Trump account. But that money is growing tax free, right? As long as you have that account open for 5 years, you can start taking the money that you contributed into that account out without any penalty. And the money that is growing in there, if you don't take it out before 59 and a half, you're not paying any taxes on it. So you're getting the money that you know that you have in that account. So it's not tax deferred. And that's one of the reasons I kind of like this more than the Trump account. Trump account, yeah, they give you $1,000 to open it up, but you're going to pay taxes on that afterwards, right? With a Roth IRA, I think it's a little better for opening up for a child because you understand what your tax obligations are because you already paid taxes on that money going in. You can take the money out of it that you contributed to it after the 5 years without any penalties, right? And that money is growing tax free. So if you're looking at between the two accounts, I know the Trump account is new. Maybe they're going to make some changes going forward, but you might want to keep that in mind. Okay.
Yeah, so if we're going to summarize all the accounts that we talked about today, the investment accounts that we think there's something you should look at in terms of building wealth for your children, and you can basically start them almost today, then let's go over the Trump account, the 529A account, the Treasury Direct account, the Fidelity Youth account, and also the Roth IRA account. Those 5 accounts are definitely something you need to know so that you can help your children build wealth and at the same time help build wealth for your family as well.
Now, guys, I want you to understand opening and putting money into an account is one thing, but you need to invest that money. Okay. So if you want to learn how to invest that money the way that we do, I invite you to join one of our master classes. You can find the link in the description below. And with that, please share this video with someone you care about, and we'll see you in the next one.